Quick heads up, it's gonna be weird. Hi Kevin, hi Alfonso, hi as Stefan Casada 2607, Sage 9836, Todd, Alfonso again, sorry. Hi Wendy, hi JPK. Kevin Jones is in the house. You should be hearing some noise. If you can hear me, just raise your hand. But I'm going to go and let the music do its thing. This one's called Leave Me Alone, and it's a collaboration between Dave and I back in the early 2000s. So it begins with the past. And that's that. Whoops, I think I got the wrong version there. Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome to this Friday night, Bandcamp Friday indeed, as well, which is awesome, actually. I'm happy that happened. So, thank you all of you for being here. I was saying hi to you earlier, but let's go back up the list. A Different View, 1976. Sorry, man, that your house was on a fire, but I'm glad that you're okay, man. That's the most important thing. The fact that you even took time to do this, to hang out with me on Friday is cool. Like, I don't even know how if I would do that. So that's really nice. Thank you. And I will have to answer your question later. Hi Adam, how are you? Wendy, how you doing? Yeah, there is a delay from YouTube and Facebook, just saying, but I'll explain that in a minute because it's an interesting one why that happens. Um, Kimberly Brown, Mai's in the house, Kevin's in the house, JPK Knights, Steven. It's scrolling. Alfonso, Todd. Oh man, it's like going. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. We are going to have fun tonight, although it's going to be a strange set of audio. So, before I get into the whole like news bits and all that bit, because we do have news to talk about, but there's no real topic because the topic is going to be the songs themselves, or I should say the collaborations themselves, because they're odd. Um, so we'll get into it. But hey, Steve, on YouTube, no less. Nice. Um, so all right. Uh, been a wild week over here. Um, Still waiting on court to give an answer as to whether we're going forward or not. So I'll give you the quick update right here and now. Nothing really new, except that for what I mentioned last week, or was it the week before? Because now I can't remember. But it was that a landmark case has been decided that could affect my case exponentially. That basically international copyright is now reverts back to whoever gave it away. That means if you gave your copyright away worldwide and you signed it here in the US, that person has to return all your rights worldwide. And that's actually gone to the 11th Circuit. So it's pretty interesting. It's like one away from the Supreme Court. So I think if it goes to the Supreme Court and they get an answer and that's final, that definitely affects my case, although I think it's already going to affect my case. So fingers crossed, folks. But that aside, it's been a rough week all around, but I took a night off and I was at the Rock of the 80s thing last night at Pachanga, and that was fun. And I got to watch a few bands, obviously, from past history that I've associated with. But one that I really enjoyed, that I'm going to say publicly here, that I enjoyed so much was, I didn't think I was going to enjoy Men Without Hats as much as I did. If you catch them live, what a show. Fantastic. Fantastic performance. So I really enjoyed it. Brought me back to those weird 1980s strange concerts I'd gone to. So, Anyway, grab your drink. Whatever it may be. I invented something here. I'm actually having sweetened iced tea, but I'm using this stuff called aloes. But anyway, it gives the tea a strange flavor. It makes it taste like mate. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with mate, but it tastes like mate cocido, but cold. So I'm like enjoying myself. Yeah, Mai says, oh my God, Men Without Hats have so much energy. They were unbelievably good. And his voice sounded fantastic. Oh, all their voices sounded fantastic. Which is like crazy. It was like pretty intense. I really enjoyed it and I was glad that I went. But which is funny, if you want to know, most of my day was spent working on my case up until it was time to go to that show. So it was funny because I was sitting there in the middle of this casino with my laptop, basically like working. So that was fun. Or I should say in my hotel room, but it was fun to work outside for a change. I like the change of energy. So yeah, I just uh as Steven says, energetic shows they often open with radio mix and end with the dance mix of safety dance. I noticed that, and Claude made some notes for some ideas for show stuff, which I always get nice when I go to concerts. I can't help it. I'm always working, even in my head. I'm working, so I'm like scrutinizing. I'm like, that. I like how they did that. Good idea there. Different mixes. I like that. So anyway, may have taken some ideas from them. But anyway, so this is the game tonight. The game is past or future. So here's how it works. It's going to be something, well, most of these things are going to be from the past, but it's going to be like remote past, meaning really far out past, or much more forward. And we're talking from 1985 all the way up to 2017-ish, maybe even later. And you know what? Steve, I'm glad you're around because you may need to help me with you may need to help me with these links cuz I may have screwed up all the cuz I had the links and I don't have them now. I think I messed up and somehow deleted the links. So some of these are going to be weird. So the first track that I played was when I was starting to get into software-based stuff, and that track actually wasn't really wholly written by me. That was with Dave, and Dave had brought over like all these samples that he'd gotten from God knows where. Most of them from old blues records or like really old 1920s recordings or something. And he's like, I put this one thing together I think you'll like. And he did. And of course, I liked it a lot. So I decided I'm going to sing on it and I'm going to do something. So these are going to be examples of either things that I collaborated with my former bandmates from different time periods, or things that they've done on their own solo. So, and with each other without me, which is interesting too. So I actually have tracks that were done with Paul and Danya that have no involvement from me. Bastards. So I'm just kidding. Oh man. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you, Bramble Davis, for that super chat. That's awesome of you. Thank you. Thank you. So without further ado, take your pick. How far back do you want to go? Like past or future? First one there wins and gets a shout out. So while I sip this, nothing yet. Ooh, I wonder what's gonna be. Let me tell you, there's some crazy stuff in there. Oh, JPK Knights gets it. Past wins. All right, so this one comes with a story. So this one is unique. It's 1985. My first true incarnation of Abox was with a man named Barry Bunch. We were both in school together, as a matter of fact. And I met Barry at in art class. And he was the first person to ever join Anything Box. And he brought over, so let me I'm getting ahead of it. All right, so up until that point, the only recordings I had made were basically stereo tracks. I would just hit record on my tape recorder. I had a cheap ass Radio Shack mixer and a really crappy mic. I'm talking crap. And so Barry brought over something that I'd never seen before, and it was called a cassette 4-track. And he said, the only thing we have to do today is mix down. And I didn't know what that meant. So he explained that he had 4 tracks of these things he'd laid down, and he was going to live mix it straight to the tape. And the reason that we did it this way was because he was going to do all these cool panning things. And this was my very first foray into helping or being part of mixing something. Because like I said, prior to that, it was all just straight to tape. So he set this up, and if you want to know the instruments, I'm going to tell you because it's a funny one. The instruments on this recording are a Korg Poly 800 and a Sensonics drum machine. And that's it. And with his programming, because he was much more advanced in his programming than I was. So if you're listening, Barry, I owe you one, man. In fact, I tracked Barry down at some point, and he is on Facebook. So I'm gonna try to send this track over to him and see if he remembers. So not trepanning. That's a whole different thing. That you don't want to do. But panning on a 4-track. So here it is, 1985. One of the first incarnations of Abox with the Poly 800 and a 4-track. Here we go. That's so funny. Feel like I have to break out the cardboard. JPK says. Adam says. Alex Foley on the case. I love it. Yeah. So you can see like right where that like just crazy stuff for me at that time. So you know, it didn't last, but we remained friends, right? And then later I wound up moving, of course, and then I lost contact with him for a long, long time. But Barry, awesome, and by the way, awesome visual artist as well. So, because we were in a, like I said, we were in a class together where we had a very, very special art teacher, and you know, we had access to, you know, canvas and paints and all this stuff that she'd given us. So we would see each other like after school and like we would be working on stuff. So, which is how we met essentially. And that's when he started to talk about synthesis and I was like, "Oh, I'm into this stuff sort of thing." So, so there you go. See how so now you kind of get the gist of what's going to happen, but I'm telling you, don't just pick past because there's some cool stuff in both directions from my former bandmates and collaborations that they have on their own, which is really cool stuff. So don't just choose past every time. Although you could, and then that whatever it leaves at the end of the segment will just get added to our numbers list. But got some good stuff in there, man. So anyway, why did I want to revisit this stuff? Sorry, throat is dry. Well, the main reason was that Robert had come across my wonderful friend and agent slash manager, Robert. He had found a couple of pieces that he said, "Why didn't this ever come out? Why didn't they ever release this? Why did they keep this under wraps?" And just funny questions. And I was like, I haven't heard some of these things that you're talking about in freaking years to begin with. So I had him send them over and I worked them a little bit so that they could be cleaned up because some of them were, recorded straight to tape or like in one case of these things, I think it was recorded in Paul's bedroom. And so it's interesting that, you know, when looking back, I realized that I have worked with really talented people that were really good in their own right to do things. So I chose wisely most of the time. Wisely. So in this case, um, yeah. So anyway, it goes through all these different time periods. So uh, you will hear me on one or two, but that's because either I was part of the collaboration at that moment in time, or it's because I was asked to sing on it, or we wrote the song together, or whatever it is, right? So that's the gist of it. So in each case, I'm just going to talk about what I know about the song or what I know of it. But I can't exactly give you time periods because, like I said, I lost all my links and notes, and I had them, but they're gone. So I guess I'm supposed to wing it the entire time. And that's not good because I'm tired. So I don't know that I can wing it this time. But yeah, I know. I know. Time does fly. Alfonso says paper boats in the wind, fast forward mix, right? So anyway, so this was something I was thinking about throughout the week while I was working on the case stuff and all this other business because it it comes up more than once where ownership and like who wrote what and all this stuff because of course the other side, not my bandmates, but the other side, Sony, has this they want to try to put forward this thing that I'm not the songwriter, and they keep putting that out there. And obviously I've given enough proof that I don't think I have to worry about that anymore. Which, by the way, I also have a nice link for you guys to share. Wonder if I can remember the link on my own. I'll try it on the next one out. But anyway, let's do it. That way we can get to more music than me just talking. So, past or future? Past or future? The first one I see, that's what you get. For past or future? Haha, Bramble Davis, can you give a shout out to my wife, Luce? Her first time listening. Yeah, you got it. How's it going, Luce? ¿Cómo estás? So yeah, they're so on glue. That's so funny. The once and future past. All right, my gets it this time. So it's future. So now we're going to go forward in time. So this one, yeah, this one's going to be so I wonder. So anyway, so this one is Dave and I again. And there's 2 or 3 with Dave in them, but the Dave period is important because Dave we were both learning software things at the same time. That's the gist of it. Both of us were dabbling with the software based stuff together. And not to say that the others weren't, because Paul was doing software before I ever did software. In fact, the running joke was that I was never going to use software and I was never going to do it. And Paul was using software back in 1989. So just to clear the slate there. But when I finally delved into software, it happened to be with somebody that was also new to it. So we were learning it together. So this particular one's funny because it's Dave and I and a friend of ours named Rafa who came over, and he's doing scratching. And so we decided we're going to like try to do like all loop based track. And I'm not the lead on this one. It's Dave. So this is about 2004-ish. So we went from 1984 to the 2000s. Here you go. Dave with Breaking Out the Beats. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was yeah, that's Cheap Beats. Dave's we had a nickname for Dave called Cheap Beats, which is funny because but it didn't matter because the he would bring like the weirdest samples because he was into like the strangest stuff. He was like, so to give you an idea, Dave was the multi instrumentalist in the band. He could play bass, he could play drums, he could play guitar, he could play keyboards. So what was great about Dave is that he came from this background of like punk rock, indie rock, weirdness, lounge music. He was into like this weird, like, for lack of a better word, what was the band or the one thing he really liked? Esquivel. He was into Esquivel, so he liked all this like bachelor pad music kind of stuff. And so he would bring me these weird samples and like, try to get me out of my zone. And in this little collection that we've got going tonight, there's even a song in there that we wrote literally on the day that he gave me a ride home, and basically the first time we were in the studio, I broke out my lyric book and we wrote a song on the spot using my lyrics and music he was playing. So like that's how involved we got. And it was cool. It was a cool time. And then he wound up becoming part of our live set. So it was an interesting time to have Dave in the band because we were like we went from a 3-piece to a 5-piece at one point, and then look at me now, back to one again. Oh, which is fine. But I'm just saying it's funny how that works, right? But you learn from everyone. So one of the things that I learned from being with Dave and having Dave in the band was that the instrumentation, even though I already kind of felt this way, I thought it no holds barred. After all, this is anything box, right? So no holds barred. Whatever I want to use, I'm going to use. And so we started to get into that whole like sampling and taking bits and pieces and destroying things. So sampling became even more important to me than it already was because at that point I had only used samples really for atmospherics. I hadn't used them for like musical bits. So this was new. So yeah, I owe him that one. And so yeah, so there you go. So that was the future. And there's more, believe me, there's a lot of weird stuff in there. So so yeah, so yeah, so I mean all of us to a degree were or still are multi instrumentalists. We all are. But he was the one that was very proficient in all of them. So, he worked on the Diary album, the second Diary album. He did some drums for that, drum loops. And he was there for the mix down sessions for Universe and Stereo TV. So yeah, I would say that Dave's you know, contributions were fantastic. And he had some really cool stuff on his own, which I didn't have any of that available. And the one band, and I'll say it like this, the one band that Dave had that was freaking fantastic, which I only saw play once, and that was in their rehearsal, was a band called The Moated, which were freaking fantastic. It was one of the best things I'd ever heard. It was so rad. And yet they broke up before they ever played a show. So like talk about like a burnt candle at both ends. They just like really fast, but I still remember how much I love those songs. I wish I had a bootleg, I'd play it. And yeah, that's right. Steve says he filled in as a beatboxer one time when Gary wasn't around. That's true. He did. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can find that. I might actually have that video. That would be funny. Yeah, when I play the next one, hold on. Let me see if I have that somewhere. Gosh, that would be funny. If not, I'll have to promise it for next time because there is a. So I think I might have played it on the stream anyway, but we were doing this little promo thing in New York City and we were filming. And for whatever reason, someone recognized us like by the subway station, which is crazy, but they did. So someone came up and recognized us, and then we explained who we were, and then we basically had to prove ourselves, right? So Dave was doing beatboxing. No, Gary was doing beatboxing. Dave was playing an FM radio that we had, and we did Living in Oblivion on the spot on the New York subway, which is pretty cool. So I have that somewhere. I'll have to find it because that'd be cool to post. Actually, I don't even think that's on YouTube. Is it? I don't know. I forget the things that aren't on YouTube because it goes by. It goes it goes back so far. Abox, you know, like I mean, we're crazy MFers. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But I think, yeah, you'll have to do a search. But if not, like I said, I'll find the video and I'll post it because I think it's worth definitely having that. It's funny. But yeah, Steve's right though. When Gary wasn't about, um, Dave handled the beatboxing parts wonderfully. Which leads me into commercial time. If you're on Bandcamp, and you should be following me on Bandcamp, but if you're not, now is a good time to do it. Because all these weird things that you don't know about, that you won't find anywhere else, are there. Including the verses, the book, Nobody Fears Television, which has got a lot of like really interesting singles and remixes that you won't find anywhere else. And of course, one of my favorite ones, um, ah, pull it up, Live from Kulaks, which is Abox as a 4-piece, doing acoustic. And in that one is, of course, Dave playing bass and guitar, swapping out with Paul, which is awesome. So I think that's, it's a cool thing to have about. So yeah, those are the pictures, as you can see. So I'll give you the quick link here in case anyone isn't aware. I'll come back real quick. Commercial's over, but yes, it is Bandcamp Friday, so any support goes direct to the bank. Whatever that is, because I seem to not know where the bank is because I can never, Jean-Pierre says on Facebook, have you ever talked about your time living in Newark, New Jersey? Well, my time in Newark, yeah, I have talked about it before for sure. That was when I used to, we lived in the projects at that time when I lived in Newark. And that was when my mom remarried and I was like 14, 15. But yeah, that's when I met Nelson, who wound up becoming co-writer of Hypocrites with me. So, which is, a funny one that, again, I didn't get them all, but you just brought up, Jean-Pierre, you just brought up a great one, which is Nelson doesn't get credited for that, meaning he wasn't in the band, but he was actually the person who wrote most of the lyrics for 2 songs that I wound up doing with him. So yeah, I mean that was the formative time. And I did try to hang out in Ironside a lot because that's where the art scene was at that time. And I was trying to get into the art scene too. And I wound up having a show in downtown Newark, New Jersey. So there's that. So there you go. Answer has been given. So past or future? Past or future? First one wins. Past or future? And the pipeline, absolutely. Oh gosh, there's a lot of pipeline era. Like the pipeline era is all about like the very beginnings of peace, obviously. So because by then it was when it was, Steve wins. Back to the Future. Back to the Future. So this one's cool. So some bands we intertwined with in weird ways. Like there was a time in 1990 that Paul was going to join, or it was a possibility that he would join Cause and Effect. And it wound up not happening, but a friend of ours named Keith did join. And so that's how Keith wound up, well, how he wound up, that's a different story. But the point is, our friend Keith wound up being in Cause and Effect and stayed in Cause and Effect until their eventual breakup, right? So, but Keith was also Danya's roommate. And so she collaborated with him on and off, and she did a solo thing. And I want to say this is early 2000s. Again, I don't have the dates, but you can tell more or less by the year. You could tell the year just by the production value of things. So this was Danya on her own doing a track with Keith, and her voice is very different on this track, but this one's called Your Love, and this is the Frustration mix. And yeah, so take a listen. I'll do the visuals for this one.
Make it so hard to love you.
was it. I think this was on a cat compilation, what used to be called the cat compilations, and she's credited as just Danya on it. But I know that Keith did the music for this one, which I'm not 100% sure he was already in Cause and Effect or not. Anyway, I'll have to find out. I have no idea. I don't remember. I can't recall, But good song. And, I gave it a little sparkly bits so that it would just shine a little. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. So now you kind of get the gist of what we're doing here. So, I would have no idea what instrumentations or whatever because I was not involved with the recording at all. So it's just one X bandmate with another X bandmate at this point, which is funny, but not from my band. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm seeing something here. Oh, trying to read through. It's scrolling so fast. I can't even stop it. I'm trying. Yeah, I lost that one. I think I'm gonna have to sorry. I have to reload the chat because it's scrolling stupid fast and I can't see anything. So, but yeah, so during that time of the cat compilation, so it could have been 94, 5? I don't know. Can you weigh in on this one? Steve, if you can, weigh in. If you've got the gist. But I could have sworn this one was from the cat compilation because it's credited only as Danya, as far as I know on the file. So this is not, some other thing that she did with anyone else or, because her and I wound up working on a track later, in a later time that was for a Russian group. And we worked on the, close to 2K. Perfect. So, yeah. So thank you. Thank you for that, Jean-Pierre. Yeah, that's right. There were. TMT Mixes says there were 3 cat compilations. I believe this is 2. I believe this is either number 2 or number 3. It's definitely not the first one because on the first one we had, I know what was on the first one and I have something of that too. But, which I can't say, but yeah. But as you can see, my bandmates were all talented. So, which is great because it also dawned on me how awesome it was when we finally were quote unquote a 5-piece. That was pretty crazy. There was a time where Abox became a 5-piece and it was pretty nuts. So, yes, TMT Mixes points out Industrial Wasteland, the demo was definitely on the first cat compilation, which, by the way, now that you mention it, that was the one where I got an email from Trent Reznor. I'm not kidding. And I was like, Trent? And he's like, yes, good song. I'm like, thank you. So for those of you who think that that your stuff might not get listened to by anyone of importance when you put your stuff on a compilation, you're wrong. It could happen. It did for me anyway. Mm-hmm. You seem to know a lot there, Jean-Pierre. But yeah, well, he got brought in. Gary, we're talking about Gary here. Gary got brought in to replace Paul because Paul was doing some solo stuff at that time and he wanted to delve into his own world. He was doing guitar stuff. And there was a chance that he was going to work on this other project. And it wound up not happening, but it was good all around. I talk about this a lot sometimes. I call it, sorry, some people are going to take offense to this, but I call it God time or universe time, or when, because I believe that everything happens for a reason. He was meant to leave for a while, because if he hadn't left, I don't think Paul would have picked up the guitar. So when he left, and that other situation he was going towards to be a keyboardist for a project kind of fell through the wayside, he picked up the guitar, and in picking up the guitar, he was able to bring something completely new to the table when he came back to us, which was fantastic. So obviously, I think that that was a really important time. And so it all worked out, because then getting Gary in brought the beatbox element, which was important. We didn't like, no one really realizes how important that was. So that's why I like talking about it all the time whenever I bring it up, is that if you look back, people who were even doing anything like that on the electronic scene were like non-existent. No one was really doing that. They might do it in a recording, but live, like to do songs live with a beatboxer, that just wasn't happening. So we were doing something very unique, and that's when we started to bring in other influences, because obviously my brother was into Beastie Boys and he was into rap. So he brought in the hip hop element came in when my brother joined the band, and that was important because that wound up staying with us, and it was just there, So these seemingly strange forays outside of the fold of what, quote, synth pop is supposed to be, or electronic music for that matter is supposed to be, with all its rules, we threw that out the window. And from there, it kind of like, it was thrown out permanently at that point, So I always credit that to, these weird, seemingly innocuous things that happen in a band. Someone leaves and you get the opportunity to have someone come in and do some influences. And that doesn't matter if the person's a beatboxer or, in the case of Dave, multi-instrumentalist, or when I was by myself to have Barry join, that's, the other side of it. So, okay, past or future. Let's see what you've got. Let me make sure that I'm like, we're doing okay. Yeah, we're doing okay. That's good. I think we're gonna make it this time. I think we're gonna make it and play everything. Thank you for that, Jean-Pierre. So, past or future? Past or future? What world are we visiting? Which world? I mean, I can choose. If I don't see someone pop it up there, I'll choose. Because I'm like, there's one or two I'm like dying to play. Past. Nice one. George, you got it. That sounds awesome, Alfonso. Love it. Um, George Garcia picked past. How much in the past? So this is old. So this is one that every so often someone sends me like a DM, or like they'll say to me like, "Why was this never released as Abox?" Or why wasn't this ever recorded? And it's funny because it took a long time for me to know that it existed. So this last week when Robert brought this one up, I heard it again for the first time, and this is basically this is a funny one. I'll tell you the title and everything when we come back, but I'll let you listen to it. But the song is called Alone Again. Here you go. This is the other two. So yeah, you can tell you can tell that came from a cassette. But so apparently, so the story that I got, and this is funny because I would have to talk to one of them and have them tell me the story from their mouths from more recent time. But the story I got about this one was that we were all at Paul's house, and it was some sort of like, I don't know, barbecue or family thing, because we were always going to those. By the way, Paul's family used to throw these things every so often. We'd all wind up over there. Um, in fact, sidestepping a little bit as always, as I always do, but in the interest of the story, there's a time where I was the one that snuck into Paul's room and was playing the instruments and belted out two songs while I was in his room. So the the funny part of the story is that that's what happened. They literally went in Paul's room, recorded this track without me around, with the like a sort of like a we don't need him sort of thing, and they went and recorded it. And then I don't know if they ever intended to show it to me as a possible song, but I think that because this is of the same time period that we did these other tracks we were all working on at that time, which were more, I don't know, the word for them would be, I guess, ethereal and gothy. They all had that similar vein because I've played some of those before. It's probably one of those that would have wound up on that EP. I'm pretty sure, because I still love it. I think it's a good song. And in fact, if there was ever a sort of, how people like to throw around that word, so I'm going to use that word. If there was ever some sort of reunion thing, I would probably want them to work on this song, because it would be awesome to have this done live or like some form of recording, because it's a good song. No good song should go to waste. That's my thing. And they do. They often do. Sometimes really good songs go to waste. And I talked about that when um, I was working on the last album, because I was talking about that very same thing. Songs sometimes go to waste because it's either the record company will say, "Oh, this is too good of a song to put on this album. Put it on the next one. We already have a single potential." And you listen to stupid things like that, and then you realize that when you write new ones, you're no longer interested in the older ones, and that's how you lose songs. If a song's good enough to record and put out, put it the F out. Don't mess with it. Don't take that stupid advice that they give you, like, "Oh, it could be better single for the next one." What if there is no next one? Exactly. So in this case, that's what happened. I think this was held off for whatever reason. They decided never to go back to it. And gosh darn it, it's too damn good of a song, you guys. So either like get together and record it, period, or, start working it out and let's record it, because it's too good of a song. Shouldn't go to waste. So anyway, so the rest of that story is that for a long time that song sat on a shelf, and then Paul decided he was going to put it on SoundCloud, and it said something on the SoundCloud. It says something like, "I hope Danya doesn't kill me for this." So obviously there was some sort of drama regarding the song. So I don't know what it is, but I just posted it. So, meaning I just played it. So it is there. Hopefully they'll do something with it. So, and they should. So again, shows the talent that we had going for us at that time, meaning that I had these other two incredible people doing work, which is fantastic. Again, I chose wisely there. So good one. And yeah, so that's the past one. So funny, right? So anyway, I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I hope you're enjoying yourselves from this sidestep of where what the other game we've been playing, although that game is still good. We're still going to come back to it because it's been great for the stream to do it. These weird, you know, pick your, what is it? Pick your destiny sort of thing and see where it goes. So yeah, by the way, that song is called Alone Again, and it's credited as Paul and I. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll pressure them into it. I don't know. I could. I can be influential, you know. Some say, anyway, but some others say in a negative sense, I suppose. But the next time I see him, I think I'll bring it up. But so I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a stream next week or if I'm going to do like a live rehearsal thing. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think that this next coming week, I'm going to do some rehearsals. Shows are burbling, so it looks like something might be happening. Can't say the cities yet, but I feel that there's some things that there are some things that are coming down the pike that are going to be interesting for April, maybe May, maybe nothing. But just to be sure, yes, thank you, Stephen. Choose your own adventure. That's what I was thinking of. The brain. My brain right now is in art mode. So right now, if I close my eyes and try to remember anything, all I see is weird pictures. So I've been drawing a lot lately, so that's good. Although I have to get back to vocal comping, which is not my favorite thing to do, but I do have to do it. So a different view says, sorry, I had to take my daughter swimming before the pool closed. Not sure if you answered my question about Diamond's Edge covering your song. Yeah, no, I have it. I think we've actually played that version on the stream before. So yeah, awesome. I always like when people cover my stuff, even if I don't like the end result. And it's not because it's because I think of it as a different song. So I like when people cover my stuff. I think it's cool. And the weirder they are, the better. In fact, I should restate my answer there. I love it when it's so far removed from the original, more than someone trying to emulate every last bit of it. When that happens, I'm not as into it. But I love when people deviate so far away from it that it just completely transforms a song, because that's what I do when I do covers. I try to go as far away from it as I can. I'm trying to never, Aw, thank you. Thank you for that, George. Keep rocking to young minds and old. Yes. Yes. Thank you. So, past or future? Past or future? Remember, we can go back really far too. So Jean-Pierre says, the Trent Reznor was when he was in Nine Inch Nails. No, he was already in Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails was full on, like, it was like their first album. Joshua Parriott on Facebook picked The Past. You might regret that one. But Past. Oh, TMT mixes. You picked Far Future, but someone beat you to it this time. So Past. So this is Barry and I again in 1985, and this was our only true collaboration. And this is where things kind of go south for Anything Box, and in 1985. Let me explain. So we were into completely different types of music at that time. I was more into Joy Division, The Cure, and like post-punk and all that kind of stuff. And Barry was more into what would be considered electronic jazz, like Herbie Hancock, Axl F, that kind of stuff. Our brains just weren't meshing. We tried because we loved each other dearly as friends, but it just wasn't working musically. But this song is where he sort of he sort of gave up. And he's like, fine, we're going to make some weird song. So we made this song together. So this one's called Stillness. And he brings like this Eastern Asian influence into it. And I'm bringing the goth. So 1985. Here it is, Stillness. Uh, and that's a Synsonics. Yeah. So what's funny about that one is I realized that there was one more instrument in there because I remember the Sensonics either could play on its own or no, it couldn't play on it. It could play on its own, but it couldn't sync to anything. But we also had a sequential circuits multi-track doing some weird funky sci-fi thing back there. So anyway, I still like that song. I still like it. I like it because I think it's funny that the chorus is the instrumental parts and the verses are sung, which is bizarre. And of course, that was exactly the thing he was against because he was like, you can't have a chorus when you don't sing. And I'm like, but I like the instruments, so I won't sing on the choruses. And that's, my one argument that it's never going to work. You realize that it's not going to work for the funniest reasons, right? But that's who we were at the time. So, and I think some of my lyrics were driving him crazy. Some lyrics that I had, he didn't like. And which is funny because I think now I would probably flip flop on the lyrics. So it's so funny, right? How this works. Abox and Simpson Buckheimer. That's funny. But that's what makes a song. Yes. So that was past, see? And we went back to 1985. And I'd like to say that there's no more from 85. I think from there we jump. Yeah, from there we jump. So I'm just gonna now I think I'm gonna have to go a little faster because I want to play all of these because they're all really cool. So I'm gonna like go a little further here. This is a cool one, man. Like the next one. If you guys pick the right thing. So just do it. Just do it so we can just get all the songs out of the way. Because I think the music should speak more than me this time. Although I'll tell you what I know of whatever I know. So past or future, or how recent of the past, or how far back in the past, or how far in the future. You know I have a song called In the Future? Anyway, stuff is coming. So anyway, I hope you've been enjoying yourselves. We're almost there, by the way. I mean, it's like already 9:18. I know. Oh, time travel. Gosh knows, I know all about that. No, I can't just play that because that's not part of the night. There's no requests this time. The songs are picked. You can either go forward or backward in time. You can't go into a different... You can't go towards, besides I played that one. You got it. There you go. My God, she spoke up. Let's jump into the way, way back machine. So, yeah, this one's from this is 1986. So this is a song that it's going to be a fast one anyway. So, Bramble, thank you. Nice. Thank you for that. Super chat. I like that. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Ooh, I can't even say that word, my. You trying to trip me up on that one. That one definitely messes with my dyslexia brain. So this is one that the one and only song that Mikey wrote. So Mikey wrote the lyrics to this song, and I came up with the music, and this was all done mostly on a sampler. And this is 1986, and this is like about as post-punk for 1986 as we were getting. But it shows, if anything, that we weren't just doing the synth pop thing. Even back then, we were exploring other areas because we had different influences. So obviously, this makes it quite clear. So, drone on, my mind went blank. Stalk an image of a different kind, slowly fading to black. Please don't ever come back. Don't come back. Don't come back. 'Cause my mind won't come back. Don't come back. Don't come back. Don't come back. Yeah. And that's funny. That's probably the only time you're going to hear Danya screaming on a song, too. So that's pretty funny. So, yeah. So that one's from a rehearsal tape that was found back in 23, 24. And a friend of ours from New York, no, New York, New Jersey area was able to he transferred it to digital for me. And yeah, it's got good, there's some good stuff on that tape, but that one's a funny one because I think we only played it once. Thank you for that. Thank you. So yeah, which brings me to an interesting side note when it comes to this whole thing about, my ex bandmates and all that. So what's funny is that, we were all very different people. We still are. And it's funny to me how certain things change and yet they stay exactly the same. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. So that's the last one from the 80s because everything else from here on in is like, let's see. I'm going to calculate the time to make sure that we got room. We are exactly, we're going to cut it close. So I'm going to make my talking shorter and then I'm just going to play them. So I'm going to have to pick past and future so that, we kind of like balance it out. But because there's one I really want to play so badly. So I don't want to like lose out. But this one's made its way into the stream before, but it's a good one and I really want to play it. So this was done in and around 2014, 2015. This was around the time that I was working on Distances, but Donnie had gotten an offer from this Russian band to like do a song and they had sent her a track. And I'm going to be honest here. She kind of sat on it for a while, a little too long. And then finally she's like, I have to do something with this track as I promised I would. I'm like, bring it over. We'll write the words. So she came over. We wrote the words. Although she wrote the majority of the words. I just made a few changes here and there. But I did record her. So my job was to record her. We comped the vocals together, got it all settled. Ship the vocals out to Russia, band mixes it, sends it back, and this is what you wind up with. The band is called Wanted, and this is called Save Me. This never
What's
gets
up,
old.
Jack? Unga bunga bunga!
Bunga bunga bunga!
Unga bunga bunga!
Bunga bunga bunga!
Unga bunga bunga! Inga binga binga bunga! What'd I say? What'd I say?
Hey.
Now look, nature boy, don't give me no trouble.
That one never gets old. I'm sorry. Never gets old. So I'm going to play you this one from Paul, which has a video. This one is The Lamented, Roll Me Up, I'm Gone, which is funny because think about it this way. When this was written, Paul and I were completely on opposite ends of the political spectrum, and we're at opposite ends of the political spectrum again, which is funny. That just shows that things just go around. So yeah, I decided that yeah, that's another one. I loved that album, by the way. The Lamenteds album was fantastic. That was when Paul was into like Rolling Stones and like garage rock kind of stuff. We kind of both were at the same time, actually. But yeah, because I did the Diaries second album and he did, you know, the Lamented. So there you see like this, like how we all influence each other back and forth. It's funny. So, but love that album. I think it's fantastic. He should have done more with it. Yes, I'm saying that, Paul. You should have done more. You could have done more, mate. But it should get played a lot. So go find it on Spotify somewhere and just play the shit out of it because it's good. So let's see, where are we? Ooh, we're down to 3 songs. 3. And I think I better play them. So this was the one. So I'm going to say, well, this one was the one that I was talking about at the very beginning when I said that David giving me a ride home. And then this, this happens like once in a lifetime where I randomly opened my lyric book, found a song that I had never written music for, and this kid out of nowhere just starts playing something, and I know that it's this song. I know it's this song. It has to be this song. It can only be this song. So not a single word was changed from the lyrics I wrote back in 88, 87? And yet here we are in the 2000s, we meet, and this song pops out. So this one is called Met a Strange Girl. Recording. All right. Okay. Go. Her eyes are poetry in my head. I think about them in my bed. My friends don't share her point of view. They say she's mad, she's not for you. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Her movements are so lyrical. The way we danced is beautiful. She wants to change the world again, back to what she said it was. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. She always seems to dress in gray, speaks no more than she needs to say. I can always call her house, she's always there to answer me. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Met a strange girl and I'm falling in love. Falling in love. Ah, those days. And those sounds, by the way, are the sounds that are heard that because the door of my garage was open. And so I decided they need to at least sound cooler than they sound just like we're recording in a garage. But yeah, that was the day that Dave gave me a ride home and we wrote a song. That's the stuff. Those are the days I live for, is like weird stuff like that. I really do. It's like the craziest stuff happens when the unexpected happens. And I love every second of it. So we're almost there. We're down to like 2 songs. And they're the 2 of my favorite ones, actually, I should say. Well, I liked a lot of these that I played tonight as songs. Some which sometimes I think, like, why didn't I really do a good version of that one when I could have? Or, why didn't they record it? Like the Paul and I song. That's a great track. They should really. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna send them a message. Here's the update on the case. And by the way, record that fucking song. So I'm gonna do that this week and tell you what they say. Okay. Of course, now they're anticipating that I'm gonna send it, so now I have to, just to prove a point. So yeah. Facebook is like, meta strange girl. That's our song. That's what Joseph says. Probably. Oh, I was going to tell you earlier. So sorry, I'm going to digress just a little bit because it's all that's left is a little bit. So almost went down the wrong. Calmase. I mean, don't we all though? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's not like that's what happens. We all fall in love with strange girls, and look what happens. So, where was I going with this? I don't know, because now I'm just thinking about this. I'm gonna have to make that like a trigger. Just I have to. So this next one is another one that's interesting. This one is also from one of the cat compilations. This was a song. Well, this song was from a project of Danya's called Still. And we use that word a lot, don't we? Like we had like I had a song called Stillness. That like we use that word a lot, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the Joy Division thing. I don't know. But we tend to use that word. It comes up every so often. But she had a project that she called Still, probably named after Joy Division, and she has this song called Window. And I think it's a really good song. And it's another one that I think, given time, it should be recorded. And I think this one's unique because I feel that she played the guitar on this one too. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I will have to ask her, but I'm pretty sure she sang and played guitar on this. So this is Danya doing the project Still, doing a song called Window. You see how crazy we are? The past and future worlds. Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. See, it makes me happy that I've known all these weird and wonderful people that have been in my life. So I say again, because I saw this the other day, and this is why another reason I wanted to make this particular episode is someone tried, unsuccessfully, I might add, to, I would say, make dirt where there was none. So, and I didn't like it. So, just saying that my bandmates, for whatever reason, they all think I'm crazy and blah, 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 and, all this stupid shit that didn't make any sense. And I started to sort of think about it and argue. And then I thought, you know what? No, because they know who I am. And if they don't, how does that song go? If you don't know me by now, then you'll never really know me. So anyway, we have moments. So no dirt. I love and respect my X Bandmates, particularly those that I spent many years with, touring around the world with, which they are like my family. So sometimes we get into it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes things are great, sometimes they're not. That's life. But that brings me to this last one because I want this one to be the one. So this one, thank you, by the way, for all those nice comments. This one's Paul's. And if you look at this particular entry here on Discogs, this is Goodbye July. It was dark for so long we thought we were dead. The one I'm going to play is not on here because it's a bonus track. Arguably, in my opinion, again, this is one of those weird things where I'm like, you guys don't listen to me. I have a hard head. I admit that. But sometimes I'm right, damn it. Sometimes I'm just right. So the song I'm going to play is not mentioned. And it's very easily my favorite song on that album. And I'm going to play it and close this wonderful episode because I hope you had fun with me tonight. So this one comes from Paul's Goodbye July. It was dark for so long we thought we were dead. Which absolutely just, this song guts me in the right ways. And I feel like this one is one of those that, again, if there was such a thing as a reunion type thing, if there was, not saying that I'm against it. I'm not saying I'm for it and I want to seek it out. It's whatever happens, happens. It'll have its time or it won't. It's that simple, really. But if it does, this would be one of those that I would be like, you have to freaking do this song. And maybe if you don't want to sing it, I should do it. Because it's one of those, like I would be like, this would have been for me. I would have liked this one. So, good song. So I'm going to leave you with How Could You Not Be My Friend? Which is a very good question, actually, that this song asks. But more on the point, I love everything about it. So I'm going to leave you with this wonderful song, and I will see you on the other side of all this on the next one. But before I go, like I said, I'm going to be doing rehearsals probably this coming week. And if they go well, meaning that I don't feel so rusty, then I think Friday we might do a live rehearsal. I think that could happen. But it depends. It depends on how this week goes, because this week is a very important one. There's like a lot of weird things going on this week. So it could get sidelined because of this. So hopefully not, but we'll see. So I leave you with, how could you not be my friend? I'll turn on the studio cam, get rid of the TV noise there, see if we can. Yeah, we're nicely tuned in. Nice. We've got it. By the way, all of you who gave me super chats today, thank you for those. I really appreciate you. And if you don't know, I have a Patreon, I have Bandcamp, like join me there because it's fun and I'm going to be doing well, first of all, I should say this before I go. The Patreon thing is doing really, really good. I love it. I love it. It's actually working. I'm finally in and doing work, real work. I love it. Anyway, here's Paul's song. Great song. You did good. You did really good with this one, Pablo.
What's behind the truth in your eyes? Are the things you're hiding, or is this what you get? I could never be your everything, but I couldn't stand to be just nothing. Nothing to you means something to me. Nothing to you. I can make confessions or bare my soul, but somehow when I do those things, it doesn't help me at all. Looking for a promised land, we can't reach from where we stand. Tell me now, do you think we are the innocent? Well, I saw so many things that I wanted to believe, and
with that, I bid you all good night, and I will see you on the next one. Good night. I love you, my Abox fam. Without you, there would be no me.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?
Sorry, this never gets old.
What's up, Jack?
Unga bunga bunga! Unga bunga bunga!
Bunga bunga bunga!
Unga bunga bunga!
Bunga bunga, inga binga binga bunga. What'd I say? What'd I say?
Hey.
Now look, Nature Boy, don't give me no trouble.